Let's talk about hands. Hi, I'm Felipe Drago and welcome to Drago Drums. And this video is about hand technique, which is something very important. And I know that there are more techniques than there are days in a month, no problem. But I want to talk about 4 strokes that will take you a long way. Your playing is gonna take a leap forward with these techniques, and the overall sound is gonna be much better on your instrument. And you're gonna be a lot more creative in terms of drum fills and beats and everything. The first stroke we're gonna talk about is the free stroke or rebound stroke. And you're gonna see right now why it is called the free stroke or the rebound stroke. Rebound stroke because it uses the natural bounce from the pad. The stick rebounds. And free stroke because the stick is free in my hand. My hand just guides the stick. I throw the stick on the pad, gravity takes charge, and the natural rebound does the rest. So there's no tension, not a lot of power. I'm helped by gravity and the natural rebound. One way to start is with these exercises. Just throw the stick and let it bounce uncontrolled. See? I'm not holding the stick at all. Interesting fact about this is this very exercise was showed to Dom Famularo by the great Buddy Rich. Dom had the opportunity to see Buddy playing many times from the stage, from the sidelines, because one of Dom's teachers was great friends with Buddy, and they went to see him. Every time Buddy went to Long Island, they went to see. And this particular exercise, according to Dom, it was one day just before the gig, his teacher said to Buddy, "Can you show him something?" Buddy was a little bit reluctant because he said, "I don't teach," but because they were friends and the guy insisted, Buddy said, "Okay." And then he said to Dom, "I'm gonna do it only once and you need to pay attention because I'm not gonna do it again." And then according to Dom, he did it exactly this with the stick. And then he said to Dom, "The day you do that, you know everything you need to know about playing the drums." So this is the beginning. You start with that and then you go to the free stroke or rebound stroke, right? I'm not bringing the stick up. I'm throwing the stick on the pad and the stick comes up and brings my hand up too. It's the stick that's bringing my hand up, not myself. I know there are some people watching this video and thinking, or maybe thinking of writing saying, "But nobody plays like that." True, nobody plays like that, but this is not playing. This is practicing. I'm practicing the free stroke. And there are 3 different heights to practice the free stroke. Free stroke full, free stroke half, and free stroke low, okay? Notice that whatever height I'm playing, it's from here down. I don't pull the stick up. It's from here down, from here down, from here down, okay? I let the stick bounce up to the original position. Very important that I'm going to mention many times in this video. Don't rush. Take your time. Practice each hand individually, right? After you practice a lot, the right hand, go to the left hand, okay? Don't rush. Don't do this. It's not about speed. It's about muscle memory. And I'm going to say a phrase that many people don't believe, but the fastest way to play fast is playing slow, because you train your muscle. Your muscle will have the muscle memory, and then speed is just putting the metronome and going faster and faster and faster and faster. And if you have the correct muscle memory, it's easy, right? It's a lot easier to play fast with a free stroke than if you're tense. So take your time. After the free stroke, it's the downstroke. It starts at the same place where the free stroke starts, but ends very close to the pad, about an inch. And you're here and you do this. You do the same thing as the free stroke. You throw the stick on the pad, but then you don't allow the stick to bounce up. It's just this here. But still, there's no tension. I'm not being tense with my whole arm and holding the stick so it stays down. No, it's just the positioning of my hand. Because I don't allow the stick to bring my hand up, and my hand is a lot heavier than the stick stays down. And again, don't rush. Practice one hand at a time. Slowly. Because I'm doing this for quite some time, long time, but because I'm doing this for a long time, it is automatic for me. But in the beginning, after you play one stroke, you will have to adjust the stick in your hand, especially in the free stroke, right? Because the stick is free from your hand, so you need to know how to get it back, right? So again, don't rush. So free stroke or rebound stroke and the downstroke, they are strong, loud strokes, accented strokes. Now comes the first stroke that's not accented. It is the tap stroke, or as I showed in the beginning of the video, it's the free stroke low. And it's quiet. So I'm going to play a downstroke and a tap stroke so you can hear the difference. Again. And for everything I'm doing, I forgot to mention before, but for everything I'm doing, I'm just moving the wrist. And more important than in the other strokes, you don't bring the stick up before you play. It's from here. Because if you bring up, it's going to be louder. So you move just down, and the stick will travel just that inch. It is supposed to be soft, because we need a contrast in sound. Loud, soft. Okay? Have I mentioned not to rush? Yeah. One hand at a time, slowly, getting the right motion, getting the right sound. Next one is the upstroke, and this is the hardest one of the four, okay? The upstroke, it starts where the downstroke and the tap stroke end, but it ends where the free stroke and the downstroke starts. Here is this. And why it is so hard? Because just like the tap stroke is from here down, and you only pull up, this is the only stroke where you're going to pull up. You only pull up the stick after it touches the surface. It's like putting your hand in a hot surface. You're going to go like, imagine a frying pan. You shouldn't put your hand there, but let's imagine it's an accident, you put you put your hand in a frying pan that's hot. You're not going to put and leave it there and burn your hand. So you're going to do like, oh, right? It's the same thing. The stick touches something very hot, and then you put it up. And as I said, this one is the hardest one of the four. So very slowly, one hand at a time. After you practice the right hand, you do with your left hand. And just as the tap stroke, it is a soft stroke. So downstroke, tap stroke, upstroke. The free stroke and the downstroke should sound the same. The tap stroke and the upstroke should sound the same. So after you practice each hand individually for quite some time and you're comfortable with everything and you're doing it quite well, then there's an exercise that I like, that I pass to my students, which is we practice all four strokes with one hand. Free, down, tap, up. Free, down, tap, up, 3, down, tap, up, 3, down, tap, up. Hear the difference in sound? Then after you do it with the right hand, left hand, 3, down, tap, up, 3, down, tap, up. Okay, so have I mentioned? Yeah, don't rush. Take your time. After you practice this, for the 4 strokes with each hand, there's a rudiment that I love practicing and applies 3 of these 4 strokes, which is the single paradiddle, because you play down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap. Start slow, don't rush. Break it in 2 parts when you practice. Start with down, up, 3, 4, down, up, 3, 4, down, up, 3, 4, down, up, 3, 4. After you're doing that quite well, comfortable and everything, then add the taps. Down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap. And there you go. 4 strokes, practice each hand individually, and then practice the single paradiddle. As you get comfortable and get the muscle memory, start going up with the speed. Before we go, let me talk about 2 books. The first one is the book It's Your Move by Dom Famularo. This is not how it comes. This is not how it's sold. I cut the books and put it in paper, in plastic and binders, because if the book's a little bit thick, the more you deal with the book, you damage the paper and you have to buy the book all the time. So this, especially for lessons, this lasts a lot longer. So I have the book like this, but it's a regular book. What matters is it's the title. It's Your Move by Dom Famularo. And in this book, you have the description and exercises for all the strokes I talked about. The great thing about the book also is, let me find here, is there are illustrations. So every time there's a subject about motion, there's illustrations how the hands should move. And after you practice individually each hand and you practice a little bit the single paradiddle, then comes pages 26 and 28, where Dom applies this concept in many different exercises. And these 2 pages, 26 and 28, are the pages that changes the lives of many drummers who do this book. After you've done all of this in this book, after you finish page 28, more specifically, then comes the next step, Accents and Rebounds, the second book written by George Lawrence Stone. And not only you have many exercises with different accents in this book, there's also a code of motion on top of each exercise. So once you look at the exercise, free stroke, downstroke, tap stroke, upstroke, your life is going to be really easy with this book and you're just going to fly by. Okay? So this is it. If you watch this video up to this point, say, I'm here. Yeah, right. I'm here in the comments so I can see who's watching till the end. And obviously, if you liked, press like. If you didn't like, press you didn't like. Yeah, it's good for me. I need to know what kind of subjects you like and what kind of subjects you don't. Okay? Thank you very much. See you in the next video.